all of the races down here, but I'm not really seeing Caucasian.
Right?
What is the reason why?
Think about this. When Christ walked the earth, who did he come for?
Bring it out. Everybody.
Everybody? What scripture you have?
For God so
Listen
loved
what
the
I asked,
world.
bro. I'm asked.
John 3:16.
John 3:16.
So
Let's
for
get it.
God loved the world, he gave his only begotten son to die for it.
Gotcha.
The world.
Gotcha.
Why do you think that, okay, I got a question. Did God create white people?
He did.
So are those not his creations too?
He made them.
Do you think that he made them for no reason?
He made them for a reason.
Do you think he made them to condemn them or to have?
Yeah, I can show you. I can show you the Bible says.
Right. No, I'm asking you. I
can show you. He made them. He made them like some people are made in vain.
Right. When God, come on.
Wait, let's deal with John 3:16 first.
God made.
Let's deal with John 3:16. Read.
But this spake he of the Spirit, which they have believed on him shall receive. For the
and read what you got when you get it. So we are here to teach you that what you were taught by the Bible is contrary to what the Bible actually said. Right. God is a black man, his son is a black man, and every prophet in this Bible is a black man.
That's right.
And they bit the people.
And they what?
And they bit the people.
And read.
And much people of Israel,
Much people who?
much people of Israel died.
Hey, what happened to the people of Israel?
Died.
There you go.
But did you hear the part where I told you in today's society?
What about today's society?
When people just think about fear, they think automatic scared and they run from it. But in God, you don't run from God because you're scared of God. You run to God, right?
You go to God.
You run to God.
Right.
But when you think about this, just people out here in general, not everybody is within the Bible, brother, yet. We're trying to work on it. So when you look at people who are out there and think of scared, they fear, they go the other way. They don't run to something. That's what I'm talking about. It's a reverence of the
So, okay, yeah, what that has to do with this conversation right now?
Last time I checked, we have to be able to bring in the unbeliever.
Yeah, that's what we out here doing.
Yeah,
We out here.
but this is the thing, my brother. Is that when you have this microphone and y'all yelling, it's gonna be great for some people. For a lot of people, not at all. So.
Alright, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Rakwak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to mighty Akim Wakwathim who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as the speckled bird that may look like the other nations but are actually Yasharala. This is Kawaka going to know lesson, and today's lesson it's going to be a little bit of a, it's going to be not a little bit, but a response to this video, which was brought to me from this video I had seen. I'd watched this video, definitely check this video out. I want to do my own lamb back on this to kind of talk a bit on this myself and respond to the things that he's saying, because the things that this could do, not this brother, the guy in the, this guy, I want to just talk about how this guy is wrong. And it is really, it tends to be incredibly easy, and this is a perfect example of, well, number one, they were cutting out a whole bunch of stuff, and I just did not like that, because one of the things that, if you actually notice, was they intentionally cut the guys that was going, the brothers that were going to bring out a precept to prove what they were saying, because this dude was all saying all this different type of stuff, and I'm gonna try to remember everything that I want to bring out, because there was a lot that was said, because of course, because this was jumped around and stuff like that. It's not a video, it's not a full video, and this is this person's channel, by the way. So as a result of that, it's just like they just don't know what they're talking about. They're just what's the word? They're just, I don't know what the term you want to use, but they're just freaking going about with whatever they think. Can I click this? Oh wow, I can't click it. Okay, I did not know that. That's how you know I'm not on freaking TikTok. This is the first time in like, I don't know, a year or something that I've been on TikTok. Anyway, the thing about this is that this dude was he clearly did not want to hear the scriptures that prove of the Yahawash words rather than their own words, because they were not trying to, these IUIC members, they were not trying to give their opinion. They did not want to give their opinion. They didn't need to give their opinion, because all that they needed to do was just prove what they were saying is from the Bible, and prove what that the dude was not speaking from the Bible. Objectively, he was not speaking from the Bible. So hence why we need to prove that. So first things first, which by the way, this was the original topic, but then he changed it up, okay, because he was talking about and also that was another thing. Let me read this. Hold on, let me read this. Isaiah 8 verse 20, to allow to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, is because there is no light in them. All right, so number one, if you're not speaking according to the scripture, to what the scriptures say, then you do not have the light. You are not a follower of YAHAWAH. You're just talking out of your own ass and trying to push out your own doctrine, which actually, let's also get this before I start. Romans 16 verse 17, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them, for they that are such serve not our Lord Yahawashi and MANASHAH, but their own bellies, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. So the hearts, the simple are the one that's saying, oh yeah, God loves everyone. John 3:16 is the only thing I need, but I don't care about the rest of the Bible, because the rest of the Bible doesn't freaking harmonize with any of the things that I learned in whatnot X, Y, and Z. But this is what the scripture. This is the word of Yahawadah. Now let's go. Let me remember what the frick I was about to say. I forgot. Oh yeah, specifically, he was complaining and saying, "I see all these different."
So I see all of the races down here, but I'm not really seeing Caucasian. Right? What is the reason?
So he said, word for word, specifically, he said, I see all these different races and stuff like that, which by the way, Chinese is not on the thing. Fucking Arabian is not on the thing. What else? What's another race? Whatever, you get the point. There's a lot of different races that are not on the thing. That's not on the 12 tribe chart. But he specifically said, and Chinese and Indian, those are some very common ethnicities. All right. So of course you would think like, okay, well, if not white or black, then because that's one of the I think Chinese is like one of the third most common ethnicities that people default to if they are American, in the sense like if they don't think of white, then they think of black, or if they don't think of black, then they think of Chinese. I think that's, and excuse me, obviously, because it's obviously dependent on the different things, but in terms of like generally when people are talking about certain things, the next ethnicity that people talk about, if it's not generally Caucasian or generally so-called African American, they will either go, oh yeah, well, Hispanic is also another one, but I don't want to. Obviously, the Hispanics are on the thing, but generally Chinese is one of the bigger, more common ethnicities that people kind of default to as, you know, a big major thing, as a big major ethnicity if they are generally, you know, white or black or something like that. Anyway, the main thing is that immediately he said, where are the Caucasians? He didn't say, where are the Chinese? He didn't say any other things. So of course this type of person is can I say, I don't think I can say that word, so I'm not going to say it, but basically we get the type of person he is, although he put in his freaking caption as if that made it better. What is your reason behind not listing each race to have access to the promises of God? But I'm not really. He said he doesn't see Caucasian, but he's not inquiring about the Caucasian. So hold on. So let me think. Let's take a hypothetical. Okay. So he asked them because he doesn't know. He's asking them to inquire about the more knowledge on it. Of course, you would think a reasonable person would say, okay, I don't have information on this, so rather than assuming, let me just ask them a question. So what he asked was, why don't I see any Caucasian in the thing? Now, imagine if we considered Chinese people Israelites. Let's just say hypothetically, and the Chinese were not on the 12 tribe chart. What if all the other nations that he left out what did have access, so his thing was just invalidated because he was only asking about so-called white people. So then it's just like you only asked about that. They don't actually care about all the other races. It's only a matter of why are you excluding the so-called white people specifically? That's literally what he asked. He asked only why don't I see any Caucasian? He said Caucasian as in all-encompassing the Europeans and the Americans and the North American people and stuff like that. So we clearly see, sorry for repeating myself, but basically I'm trying to help you understand that this is very targeted, okay, and this is a very common thing for Jake, where they always only worry about the Edomites / the so-called white people rather than actually all other nations. Because I've watched thousands of videos, and I literally mean that. I watch thousands of videos. I've seen thousands of different things, and the only time I've ever heard someone brothers talk about the only time I've ever heard brothers talk about, oh, what about the Chinese, what about this, is when they were literally speaking to said Asian person about, oh, you're Japanese, then this is what's gonna happen. Oh, you're Chinese, this is what's gonna happen. They literally said that, but no one ever talks about that to the Chinese, the Arabians, the whatever, the Indians, and so on and so forth. It's only so-called black people say, what about the white people? They specifically say, what about the white people? They do not say, what about the Asians? What about the other X, Y, and Z and stuff like that? They never do that type of thing. Now, Slakia, with that being said, let me also get 2 Thessalonians, I believe, or First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. If you're saying that, why aren't you proving any of the things that you're saying? You did all that waffling. All that whining, all that complaining. You're over here saying all this shit about.
Okay, I got a question. Did God create white people?
He literally in the beginning of the video, the first 30 seconds, I think. Yeah, first 30 seconds, all he could do is fail at reciting John 3:16. All right, he didn't have no Bible. He didn't have anything. All he did was, oh, God loves the world, blah blah blah, X, Y, and Z. And then when the IUIC members start disproving him or proving him wrong, whatever you want to call it. All right, when they were proving him wrong, he cut out a big portion of all the stuff. He's jumping around from different jump cups, trying to make himself look good or smart or whatever and stuff like that, or trying to make them look bad, even though they were still cooking him with the things. Like it's very clear. Okay, or better yet, I think the best way to understand is just that he doesn't want to show that they can actually prove it, and that should be common knowledge that when you're talking to I'll say most, not any, but most Israelites, they should, or they probably know the scriptures enough to disprove to disprove you if you're gonna try to talk about this whole Christian crap and stuff like that. Like you can't. There's way too many scriptures that disprove that. Which actually, let's get that over here. Where is? Oh yeah, Matthew 1 verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name YAHAWASHI, for he shall save his people from their sin. So, okay, I'm gonna go into it a little bit. I wasn't planning on this, but let's get this. So, 1 John, chapter is it 3? Nope. It's 1 John chapter 3 verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresses also the law, for sin is a transgression of the law. So who sinned? Who was given the law to sin? All right. Yahawadah gave the Israelites the law. The Lord made a covenant with the Israelites when Moses got them out of Egypt. The whole world was not with them. The whole world did not the whole world did not the whole world was not delivered. Hell, even the Pharaoh. Let me actually hold on. Let me get this first before I forget. It was Oh yeah, okay. So it was Hebrews New Covenant. So yeah, anyway, the whole world did not have the opportunity to be in a new covenant with YAHAWAH, because YAHAWAH only made the covenant with the Israelites when they were released from Egypt. And in addition to that, Hebrews chapter 8 verse 13, in that he saith, Hebrews 8:13, in that he saith, a new covenant he hath made, the first one old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. Hold on. Verse 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay, so over here, we're establishing that there are the only two covenants is one with the Israelites with Moses after Egypt, and then the second one is again with the Israelites, all right, with YAHAWASHI, all right. So, which is not in effect yet, all right. So as a result of that, how are people sinning if they weren't given the law? So how is the world sinning if they weren't given the law to sin? All right. So that means that they're not under the law. And as a result of that, they can't sin. And as a result of that, the Lord is not dealing with them. All right. So let's actually play this a bit more so I can remember what they were talking about. I don't want to, but.
Gotcha.
The world.
Yeah.
Why do you think okay, I got a question. Did God create white people?
He did.
Oh, okay. Now I remember. So basically, yeah, he was asking, did YAHAWASHI create all races? Okay, so let's get that and let's answer these questions. Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 56. As for the other people which also come from Adam, so this is all encompassing basically every nation of people that comes from that existed after the flood, basically. So Noah, Ham, Shem, Japheth, and so on and so forth. This is what is all encompassing. Okay, so let's continue on. Thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falls from a vessel. So basically, the Lord is describing them to be spit, like that, and that's the how insignificant they are to YAHAWASHI, where a person is being referred to as spit. Like, you are that insignificant, you are that unimportant, that because the thing is, like, think of it like this: when you spit on the floor, or if you spit outside, or you spit in the sink or whatever, I would hope you spit in the sink. Are you what's the word? Do you care about that spit? So you just say, oh my God, my spit is so precious to me, this, then the third one. Not. No, you think that this is a disgusting, insignificant thing that you want to get rid of. So that's basically the comparison, all right, of what these other nations are to YAHAWASHI, where it's just like, this is just inconsequential, insignificant, worthless. All right. Next, oh yeah, so 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 22, let the multitude perish which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. So yeah, basically even furthermore, the Lord is describing people to be born in vain. Okay, again, as we said before, describing people to have insignificant lives. Your lives were just an afterthought. Like you don't. These people don't matter. Basically, all right. Now, I'm trying to remember. What was the other one? It was Romans chapter 9 verse. Where the fuck is it? Okay, whatever. Let me just go here. Romans chapter 9 verse 21. 21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if Yahweh willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endureth with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? So basically the Lord created certain people and created certain beings specifically for destruction. And then on which are the Edomites, which actually let's get that and prove that. Over here in Romans, in the same chapter, Romans chapter 9 verse verse 10, and not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good nor or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works but of him that calleth, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. Wait. Okay, so yeah, verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So before YAHAWAH even made them, he already established, before they were born, before they had an opportunity to do something that was bad or good, the Lord had already pre-established that I'm going to hate Esau and I'm going to love Jacob without them having done anything prior. Okay, we're establishing that. All right, so as a result of that, verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. So there's no unrighteousness with him, and he is allowed to, he's able to, and who's going to check him when he says, I made the Edomites, the Caucasians, whatever, to be hated, to be the most vile creatures on the face of the planet. All right, so as a result of that, once again, yes, these people there, the Lord did make people to be born in vain. All right, so let's continue on before I keep on watching the video to reply to everything. But anyway, I mean, I don't need to make the I am mostly replying to everything through this. But Isaiah 58 verse 1, cry loud, spare not, and lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions and the house of Jacob their sins. Perfect. Actually, this is because he was complaining at the end of it, saying, oh, you know what, because he changed the entirety of the argument when he was talking about, why don't you have Edomite or Slaki, why don't you have Caucasians in your thing, why aren't you including them, this and a third and whatever. But instead he changed it to, because he was getting his ass cooked from the scriptures, but instead now he just went and changed to, cause that's what people do. People like to freaking pick and choose their battles rather than actually addressing the things 100%. So Isaiah 58 verse 1, no, it's okay, crying aloud. We have to cry aloud. What does it mean to cry aloud? To yell, to scream, and let our people know what they're doing wrong. And he's over here trying to tell people, trying to tell them to appeal to everyone by being nice, being soft. Well, you know, the irony of that is that this is not meant for everyone to get it, and it's intentional. So let's actually prove that over here in Matthew chapter 22 verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. So the Lord intentionally ordained for everyone to have their fair shot of hearing the word, but only the ones that the Yahawadah Yahawadah chose to actually be able to receive it. All right. So next, Isaiah 30 verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And that's what the dude was literally trying to get them to do. He was literally trying to tell them, you guys need to stop talking all this truth. You guys need to stop talking about talking about the Bible properly and reading the Bible and proving me wrong. You guys need to start kissing people's asses rather than, showing the truth. All right. So, and again, he was wrong for that. Let me also see. There is no fear in love, but fear in love. There's one thing I wanted to get. All right, so this is one. I don't know if this is the right one, but okay, I think this is it. So here, so first of all, I'll read this. Psalms 22 and 23. Ye that fear the Lord, praise him. All ye the seed of Jacob, glorify him and fear him. All ye the seed of Israel. So number one, fear Yahawadah. So yes, we do have to fear Yahawadah because that fear is a deterrent. All right, fear is a deterrent that helps people, do the right thing. And honestly, the thing you have to think about it like this: if you have a parent, all right, and your parent says, if you try stealing or if you try doing something bad, I'm gonna beat your ass or whatever and stuff like that, and it's through your fear of not wanting your ass beat that you're going to not steal. You're not going to do something that is bad. But if there is no consequences and you can just get away with it, which, by the way, that's literally the theme of this entire kingdom. Like, people are absolutely not caring about the consequences of their actions. They don't think about what's it called? They don't think that if I treat someone badly, they're going to hit me, or if I do this, I'm going to get arrested, or if I do that, or if I steal or X, Y, and Z and stuff like that, then there's going to be consequences for my actions. But this society not this society, not this society, but parents now, like current parents, as in like new generation parents, I think that's the best way. Although, new generation parents are parents that are becoming parents now within, I think, 10 years, 20 years maybe, 2006 and after. All right, people that became parents in 2006 and after, they didn't, or 2015 and after, generally 2015 and after, they did not teach their children any type of discipline. And the children, they don't have any, because they just think, I'm gonna do whatever I want and no one can say anything. And because their parents never told them no, because their parents never corrected them or didn't even give a damn enough to teach them what's right and what's wrong, then as a result of that, these people now, because they're adults now as well, they are they're participating in self-destructive behavior where they think that they can do whatever they want and not get checked. And as a result of that, they never grew up fearing consequences, because their parents, they didn't instill fear in them for them to think, if I do something bad, then my mother, my father, my whatever is going to, they're going to punish me. So because there was no fear of punishment, then they didn't have any sense of, I need to act right, I need to tighten up and whatnot. All right, so next, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 21, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of Yahweh. So where's the thing? Like, you're just completely dismissing the fact that yes, we do need to have fear. All right, we do need to fear Yahawadah, because what's going to happen next? What's going to happen if you don't fall after Yahawadah? You're going to be judge. You want to, and that's even taking it from the Christian's perspective. If you don't follow YAHAWASHI, then they believe you're gonna go into hell. So why would you not have fear like that? That's just stupid. Okay, that was incredibly dumb. So if you don't, anyway, that's basically it. I pray this was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Shem Yahawashi, Hashem, Rakwak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, Abad, and Shalom.